Welcome to our very first open house, joined by Greg Troughton, CEO of the Real Estate Institute. It's an absolute pleasure to be here, Greg.
It's a pleasure to be here too, Moulton.
The aim of this show is to be informative, relaxing, and we're hoping there'll even be a laugh on the way through.
But certainly I think interest rates are on the way up. I think there's a lot of excitement out there. I don't know whether they're going to be pressing the button too early or not.
I do want to touch on legislation. We've had some big changes in legislation over the last 12 months, and our very own Michael Brock's driven a lot of that.
Any thoughts on that?
I think it's been fantastic. I think against the mining boom that we think is certainly going to come into play with the Olympic Dam and so on, South Australia stood up really, really well, Greg. We've got a lot of demand coming from interstate and also from overseas. People are seeing that Australia, and particularly South Australia, is a really safe economy, and they are looking to invest money in South Australia. But also the confidence, I think, is here. We've had obviously a fairly rough last 12 months. I think people in the upper end particularly are more confident with their job security and the way the company's going, and they're starting to really look for bigger properties.
How important is it for people to consider getting a pre-approval?
Well, pre-approval is a big part of our industry. It is where you apply for a loan basically prior to finding a home or the type of property that you're looking to acquire.
We had a place recently, Clifton Manor up at Stonyfell, which sold for just under $4 million in about a couple of days.
Why did that sell so quickly, Brocky? Somebody else had it on the market for a while longer.
Obviously a fantastic agent. There was certainly a price adjustment as well,
right.
But it did go very quickly, and we had, I think, 12 people who inquired about it. And that's nice to know that there's a dozen or so people who've got $4 million or more to invest in South Australia to live in.
And I think in your industry, Michael, it's just really important to try and find the unique properties or the absolute belter properties. I know you've got some on the market. Is there one that you'd like to mention today?
I suppose if you look through it, one that we've got at Gilberton, 18A James Street, Gilberton, is absolutely spectacular. It was built in 1986, 87, and it's about 500 square metres, so 60 squares in the old terms.
It's one big house.
Contemporary home, but it's just spectacular. Big open living areas, wonderful picture windows. It's got a tennis court, swimming pool, on a massive parcel of land, but set down on a laneway, so it's really private. And but that is spectacular. It's 2,601 square metres, so and it's about $1,000 a square metre out there. So you couldn't buy the land and build it for anything like that. So that's a really spectacular
Fantastic.
home.
If my wife is watching, the answer's no.
If you've got debt, have a chat to somebody, get some advice on how to best manage it as interest rates do potentially rise. If you haven't got any debt and you're looking to enter the market, it is still a great time to get involved and have some debt.
We'll catch you again next Friday, 12 o'clock. Open house, over and out.